Still got both the microphones. Hold on, I think we got both microphones muted still. Give us a. We don't have any sound on Zoom.
For the auditors, they're just coming for the council.
Yes.
Auditors are only coming for council. They won't let you make any changes or anything to the audit document, though. Tried highlighting some stuff.
Oh, nope.
Nope, don't have permission.
We're good?
Thanks, guys.
Okay. I'd like to call the meeting to order of the City of Winona Finance and Personnel Committee, Tuesday, September 2. Could you please call the roll?
Alder Wood.
Here?
Alder DePuy.
Here.
Mayor Moore.
Here. Sorry, do we have any minutes?
No.
Okay. There are no appearances.
Yep, it's just one individual online there. It's just make sure that.
Oh, sorry.
So is anybody wanting to make an appearance or a statement?
If you are online, are you here to make an appearance or you're just listening in?
Just listening in, so.
Okay. There is no unfinished business. That takes us to new business, number 6A, consideration of resolution 25-9-2825, accepting the 2024 financial audit report.
Yeah, I can take that. The auditors, they have the partner will be here tonight to do the kind of the presentation they do every year with that. So she'll be at the council meeting. But just in general, just kind of how the city did this year, the general fund did come out in the plus over what we budgeted, like by 90,000 in there. We also, the fund balance is at 28%, the fund balance percentage. So those two things are really good indicators, financial, for good financial health, I believe. There's a lot of things, I don't know how detail you want to get into, but that's kind of the big things. Just so you know, too, you'll see, if you kind of dig into our TIFs, TIF 10 through 17, they all have a negative cash balance or negative fund balance. Just because those TIFs were set up in this current year, and so the legal costs and the consulting costs to set up those TIFs were recorded in each individual districts, but we will receive an increment over to this next year coming up to replenish those fund balances. So there is a little bit of negative balances there, probably roughly around $80,000, but that's given every time a new TIF is set up.
So what you're saying is that's not unusual?
That's not unusual, no.
Just want to make sure that's clear.
I don't know if you have any questions or concerns, or the auditors will be here.
Did you have any questions?
No, I just, a comment that it's on page 126 of the audit where they talk about material weaknesses and deficiencies. And this year they found that we had no material weaknesses in our internal controls. So, which I know at one time had been a little bit of an issue, not a major issue.
Yeah, we've corrected a lot of stuff throughout the years.
That's great.
So, there's no other material deficiencies, right?
Correct.
Patrick, do you have anything?
Just to reiterate, I know the council and the mayor had set a fund balance percentage that we wanted to try and keep above. What was that percentage?
The policy is 15
15.
to
Okay.
20%,
So I just-
range.
Just wanted to draw attention to the fact that through prudent budgeting and work of city staff and others, we've been able to maintain that 28% in the fund balance when the goal, and that goal was set how many years ago? Because at one point, there was no goal, right?
It's been a long time. There was an issue years ago when I first started. Fund balance was down to minimum. So
Okay.
they determined then about the 15 to 20%. And we were,
I think it was probably 2004 or 5.
Okay, okay. So good news in that regard.
Yeah.
And again, kudos to city staff for getting it to the point where there are no deficiencies listed in internal processes as there were before. But I remember those were minor, those were just kind of like checking off on certain things. But thank you.
Great. Anything else?
Quick thing.
Yeah.
Just want to point out to council, in the past, this has simply been, the report, the financial audit report simply presented to council under appearances. This year, it's actually an action item, and we're asking council to accept the audit report, just to take formal action. Just in consultation with Attorney Cole and certainly with some other practices we looked at, we felt that this was an appropriate thing to do, is because of certainly the financial ramifications of this document, having council at least take some sort of formal acknowledgement of it. Certainly more important if there were problems to be resolved, but in this case, this is a great one to start with, since we didn't have any material findings to deal with. So just wanted to make a note that, that is a change in how this has been done in the past. We are asking council to take an action to accept the audit, so.
Okay, do we need to accept it also?
I think that's what we
Yeah,
asked for.
that's what the resolution
Absolutely.
is about, so we're happy to take a motion.
Motion to accept the financial audit report.
I will second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. That takes us to 6B, consideration of resolution 25-9-2826, authorizing the creation of a full-time position in the planning department. Doug.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Here to discuss and present on a staffing request this evening for the planning department. This specifically relates to the assistant planner, Thor Jepson, who is kind of second in command in the planning department. He works part-time and 25 hours a week in a position that was added back in 2022. Recently submitted his resignation with his last day to be a week on Friday. So that was seen as an opportunity, along with the fixed-term nature of the Planner 1 position, which we discussed recently, to evolve the planning department sort of along with the needs of the workload and the needs of the department to make this case that I'm bringing forward this evening. So included in your materials was a memo that included the current operations and recent achievements for reference, along with some short-term and longer-term changes that are suggested for the department. This ultimately culminates in the recommendation to hire a full-time salaried city planner, and the responsibilities are fleshed out in the document on the last page of that memo as well. So I did meet and work with both with the city administrator, the finance director, and the director of administrative services to discuss costs and budget as well. Have been able to look at the staff time allocation sort of across the different responsibilities that I have, as well as the department as well. From sort of the planning side, the renewment owner, the CDA, as well as TIF, and being able to reallocate that staff time to sort of better represent the current actions and current responsibilities of the department. And therefore, this request is being put forward with minimal impact to the general fund. I know there'll be further discussion of that in a little bit. But this evening, seeking the Finance Committee's recommendation to approve the position for the city planner. And again, happy to go into a lot more detail, but just wanted to kind of present things there as they are.
Since Mayor's, until she comes back, does anybody have any questions for Doug?
I just want to explain, I don't know if you want to talk about if that's in the next amendment, but it's really kind of need to understand how this is. So basically, before this position even happened, I've been working with Doug to figure out the allocations, because I noticed this year and kind of in the last year that a lot of his time was being spent with economic development, which would have been with all the TIFs, a lot of CDA, so we were kind of working anyways. I had him like, for a while, like kind of track his time, basically kind of a month worth, and see where are you really spending your time. So these allocations are kind of, they still are, they're still a guess. I mean, not a guess, but they're pretty close, I think, to what he's actually been spending his time with. So I'm asking, once we get to the operating part of it, is kind of retro this back, and this would make a zero impact on the general fund side, but it would allocate more to the TIFs and more to the CDAs. And as far as the TIF, I usually, at the end of the year, I'll go and see where all the activity is, and we'll allocate to those TIFs that are actually, that are active, and do it that way with that. And just another thing, kind of off top, I don't know if you remember, but the building inspection, code enforcement, and sustainability were all different departments. Building inspection and code enforcement were actually overseen by the city administrator. That switched probably like 3 years ago or so. Sustainability used to be a public works department, used to be Brad used to oversee that. So there is a lot more time that's been allocated to Doug's area. That before it was just basically planning economics, so there's other stuff that's being allocated there. So I just kind of want to add my 2 cents.
Thank you. And if I may just clarify as well, just from kind of the point of current operations. So currently, there's myself, then there's the assistant planner, which is the position that's sort of in question, that will shortly be, the position will be vacant. We also have the planner 1. That offer was made, that individual will be leaving the city in early December. That was always the plan, always the intention. When we made the offer, we knew that. So this discussion was probably going to happen at some point. It really brought that discussion forward. So the request here would be the consolidation, in simple terms, of those 2 positions into the 1 full-time salaried. This would not be an addition to, it would be sort of just that one in the end.
Any other questions or questions at all about this?
Nope.
No?
No.
Just one real quick, just for
Yep.
the sake of, never mind, I'll ask it during council.
Okay.
Probably better spot.
Okay, great. Then I will take a motion.
I'll move to approve.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Since this is dollar amount that it is, does it matter? Do we need to take a roll call?
I think B is probably a voice vote, and I think item C would probably be a roll call. Yeah.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, 6C, consideration of resolution 25-9, 2827, amending the 2025 operating budget for a full-time planning position. This obviously relates to the same thing, and I'd be happy to take a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a second? And this is a roll call.
We haven't talked about it yet.
Oh, sorry. Do you have any?
Just again, we did change the allocation. As part of the resolution is hoping this is retroactive, so I can back to 1/1 of the year, just based on where it's all been spent. With that, like Doug had mentioned, this would have a zero impact on the general fund. This also includes moving the, I don't know if you considered him an intern or what his title was. That would be zeroed out too in this. But the allocations, I believe, are pretty close to where the actual time is being spent and for the future. But if we don't change the allocations, we'll have to come back here with a budget amendment because there will be an increase to the general fund.
So what are we amending? What are we voting on?
I think it's amending the change in the allocation,
Okay.
staff
Okay.
allocation.
All right.
Any questions? Any other questions? No? Okay. Then this is a roll call. Would you please call the roll?
Alder DePool,
Aye.
Alder Wood,
Aye.
The resolution passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That takes us to closed session. For one item only, the DSI item, which is also number F, is been removed from the agenda. It's not quite ready yet, but I'd like a motion to convene in closed section. This is item D, convene in closed session under Wisconsin statute section 19.85 1E, deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investment of public funds, or conducting a specific public business whenever competitive or bargain reasons require a closed session. And this is for the comprehensive plan consulting proposal.
Motion to convene in closed session.
Second.
I have a second, okay? We are, could you let,
Roll call for.
oh, roll call, sorry.
Alderwood,
Aye.
Alder DeCool,
Aye.
Thank you. Should let
There we
the,
go, discuss. We can actually.
we're now at item 6G, consideration,
So one more. One good, Mike. Yep, good man, thank you. Same old.
okay, we are now back to 6G, consideration of resolution 25-9-2831, accepting a proposal and authorizing staff to proceed to contract for comprehensive plan update consulting services. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept the proposal and authorize staff to proceed to a contract for the comprehensive plan update consulting services.
Okay, and do I have a second?
I'll second
Okay, we
And
have a
that's-
motion and a second.
with Vanderwall.
This is our recommendation at this
Right.
point, yes, sir.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. That takes us to H, acceptance of general fund accounts payable checks dated August 13 through 28, 2025. Mark?
Yes, thank you. Not a lot of checks this period, but it's kind of hit on the,
Oh, wait,
We missed the resolution 25-9-2829 for the.
Oh, that's being held off at this point.
That was
Oh, it
being,
is? Okay.
yes.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you, though, for catching that, just make sure.
Yep. Go ahead, Mark.
most of the stuff in here is related to capital or repairs. So like page 13, AMS Madison, it's pool repairs. They just add up. So far, the pool repair budget's still under, so that helps. Kind of a little bit down after that is Apple, Mac Studio. That is a media capital project that was planned. Page 15, kind of hitting on the Ford Electric, Huska Park repairs. That was needed, about 2,500. JM Brennan, down there in 15, a couple down. These are maintenance agreements, the top three, so that's just, we pay them twice a year, I believe, maintenance agreements for the community center, library, two for the community center. That. Page 16 and 17 is our Lake Ridge Bank credit card. Page 19 at the very bottom, Speedway, sand and gravel. Kelly Place, this is the stormwater project that's underway. That's moving pretty fast right now. If you had a chance to look down there. Page 25, complete office of Wisconsin. You'll see the descriptions allowed in the library donation. It's 800 account, which is a donation account, so they use that to purchase, I believe that's furniture they purchased with the donation from the Loudon Library. Page 27, Hooper Corporation, the LED streetlight conversion. This is the actual labor that was needed for the LED streetlight project that was in the capital budget. At the very bottom, KSW, on page 27, that's the garage roof that's being done, that's just started. Kind of page 29, we have Strand.
Mark, on the KSW,
Yeah.
have we finished paying them for the community center?
Yes, we have, that's completely done, and paid in full.
All right, thanks.
Page 29, there's Strand and Veerbecker. They're two of our three engineers. Strand's working on Nichols Road, the library HVAC upgrade and the water tower painting. Veerbecker is the Reach 64 Near Lake Stormwater Project and was the Well 4 design. And that's all I have. Any questions,
Any
concerns?
questions for Mark?
I don't have any.
Nope.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to accept the accounts payable checks.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. With that, do we have any staff, otherwise staff?
I do not.
Oh, that's 3 no's, Mayor.
Huh?
3 no's.
3 no's. Yeah, could we, though, do we have dates for committee of the whole yet?
We have to get those set up, so we can work it out tomorrow. Neil?
Okay. That'd be great. Okay, with that, I'll be happy to take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.